All right, I'm going to commence. So what I did was I dragged this file onto my top, and the first thing that I was prompted to my camera raw 14.01. If you have a later version, then the thing that you would like to do is just go on camera raw and download the latest version and install it. It should automatically go to your Photoshop. Now the next thing is I want to look at the picture and I want to see what I want to change out of the picture. Definitely I feel as if she's a little bit too dark. So what I want to do is bring up the exposure. So I'm gonna bring up the exposure until I feel like this is accurate enough. Give it that little mysticism right there. Bam. Add a little bit of contrast. And then I also want to add some more blue eyes, but not too much. Highlights. Let's see what highlights does. Just gotta play around with it. See, I really like the shadow behind her head. I want the picture to focus on her, so I don't want it too bright. I'll bring the shadow down a little bit. After that, I want to bring up clarity, sharpen her up a little bit. Add some saturation, make that color pop out, make her skin pop out a little bit more. I want to go to curves. Now what I do with curves is I bring up the darks. So I can bring down this middle a little bit and then bring up shadows. And it just gives it a more filtered filmic type of look. Details, what's in here? Noise reduction. Nope. Lightroom I already use noise reduction, but for Photoshop I don't have to. Color mixing, nope. Color grading, nope. I don't want to use color grading until I start cleaning up the skin nicely. Effects, I can add a little bit of green, tad bit green, just to give it a more of a filtered, professional look. Towards the end, I would add some vignetting to make her pop out a little bit more. But I'm not going to do that. So we are going to start. So I'm going to push open. As you can see, the image is open. So the very first thing that I want to do is Control J. Control J duplicates the layer. So now I want to go to Advanced Frequency Separation. Advanced Frequency Separation. Now I want to click near her eyes. Back up a little bit. What I want to do is I want to make sure that her eyes is visible, but the face is kind of blurred out. The skin, the pores. So what we're looking at when we go to grab a nice little level. Make sure your level is on point. So this is like 8 is good. Around 8 is good. So I'm leaving at 8. And now I'm going to do micro dodge and burn. And then we're going to eyes. Okay. So I like to work my way up from advanced frequency separation to micro dodge and burn to eyes. And then if I want to add a LUT from Prince Mason, I'll add a LUT. If I have my own LUT, I'll create my own LUT to give it its own color and character and uniqueness. So the very first thing we want to do is go to the high frequency separation. And luckily she has great skin. So I don't even see an area where I can even remove a bump right now. Yeah, I don't even see a bump. So my job is very easy here. Let's see. She got all this extra grease on her head and it's shining. So I have to figure out how to fix that. Okay, so her chest area, she has some dark areas in her chest. So I'm going to push, in the way how I zoomed in, I just push Z and I just click my mouse and I zoom in. If I want to get a proper nice size of her, all I have to do is while I'm on Z, which is you can see the zooming symbol as the mouse, right click, push fit on screen. It'll give me the appropriate distance. Click a couple times, look for the chest area, and then I'm going to push S. And S brings me to my clone snap. My clone snap is right here. And while I'm on my advanced frequency separation on my high frequency layer, it enables me to grab the texture of her skin. So I'm not making a clone of that area. I'm cloning the texture of her skin. So texture. So as you see, it's still dark. I didn't copy the color, I copied the texture. So when I'm using my lower frequency, then I'll be spreading the tones and the colors and stuff like that. But sometimes you use it, you will see a difference in darkness when using the texture. Because sometimes the texture can make something dark as well. So you never know until you try it. So it looks much better. I'm going to fix more when I get to there. Like I said, there's not much on the face that I can do. I don't see a single bump or scar. So now I'm going to my lower frequency. All right. So I'm going to push lower frequency. Next thing I want to do is push B. And I want to make sure that I see this teardrop, this water drop next to the brush. That lets me know that I'm on my mixing brush tool. Another way to get their hotkey is to push shift and push B, and it will shift through different brushes. So I'm using my Wacom tablet to brush. I'm not sure the name of the symbol, but it's right above the enter, and you'll see there are two symbols facing each other, and that's how you're able to, enlarge the brush. And that's what I'm going to be using. So in certain smaller areas, I'll make it small, and I'll brush it and blend it. And then in larger areas like the cheek, I might just extend it. But my main objective is to get in between and clean up areas. So right here, this area is very dark. There's a big difference between under it and above it, and it is a distraction to the eyes. It's like an area on her makeup that she missed, and my job is to clean up that area and to blend that out. So as you see, it's already coming out, and it all depends on your levels on your brush tool. So I have the wet on 65, the load on 30, the mix on 90, the flow on 100, and I don't know what this is, but it's on 10. And you want to make sure that the load, this right here, is on clean, right? It's on clean brush. So every time I wipe, instead of it carrying on, it cleans it. And you want to make sure that this right here is the clean brush after each stroke is on and the other one is off. If you want to copy which brush I'm using the soft brush right here. And the size, don't worry about that. That's just the size of the brush. The hardness is on 0. After that, that's it. So let's just clean up the skin area and make sure we blend it nicely. And you see, as I'm using the stroke, I'm not going up and down. I'm just moving left and right. And, just a gradual motion. And as I hit this corner, I'm just shrinking up the brush. And you want to blend the two areas where it's dark together. So on her chin, it looks ashy-ish, like it's white, not from the light. She tried to do some highlights, but it wasn't well blended. So that's basically what our job is to do on Photoshop, especially when it comes to the female's makeup. We're supposed to make the makeup even smoother, because sometimes a person does their makeup, they start to sweat, they start to get in a rush, and the makeup loses its perfection, I guess you can say. So that's our job. We're supposed to keep it going smooth. So as you see there's one area that's light, one area that's super dark, and this red area. I'm not grabbing the whole thing and pulling it down. I want to get in between this red area, and I want to just clean it up. You see, there's a lot of different tones right here. I want to just clean it up, smoothing it out. While you're editing, you may not see the difference as you're editing, So every once in a while, I like to just go back and see what I've done, to see what I need to do in order to blend it even more. Depending on how technical you want to get, you can spend a lot more time on certain things. tell you the truth. So you just want to smoothen out these areas. So we're going to do a before and after. And as you can see, it's a big difference already. Big difference. So we're going to go on ahead. Just cleaning it out. Cleaning out. Under her eye, there's like a little dark thing. I'm going to make sure I take care of that. I'm going to switch back to high frequency. I'm going to push S. I'm going to zoom in to this area, and I'm going to copy this area right here, which is similar. Copy it, and I'm going to paste it here. Then I'm going to go push brush, go back to my lower frequency, shrinking up this brush. I'm going to pull up here just to blend it out. We're going to zoom out. We're going to look at how it looks like. Much better. Much better. So now I'm going to go back to just cleaning up the skin. Cleaning up the nose. So this area right here where she hits the highlight on her nose, I'm just going to extend it out. You just want to make all the areas a little bit more pronounced. The middle of the nose, the tip of the nose, the forehead, the chin, the neck area. You just want to extend it out and make it a little bit more pure, more clean. So that's basically the main objective here. Look at these areas, smoothing it out. We just want to look at the areas that we need to touch up on and continue. All right. So now I've gotten the face to a good degree. Now I'm gonna go move off into the neckline. So as you see where she had some dark marks on her chest, we're going in, and we already used a high frequency separation. We're going to balance those out, take those out, make it flawless. Clean those areas up, blend between, and as you practice, you'll start to know which areas to hit up more, how to blend it, and what looks more natural. Sometimes you just got to go back and look at it too, because you can do a lot of work, and then after you're done, you'll realize that it no longer looks natural. So let's do a before and after. Much better. All right. So now we've taken care of the face, we took care of the chest, and now we're going to use the micro dodge and burn. So micro dodge and burn, it's not the mixing brush we're going to use. We're going to use a regular brush. So you're going to push B, you're going to hold shift and go to the regular brush. Now, my preference for micro dodge and burn on the flow, I prefer to use the 4. So some people do 3, some people use 6, and then they bring down the opacity over here on the layer on the brush, or the total micro dodge and burn, and then they'll bring down the opacity. So it gives you a lot of wiggle room. You don't ever want to get yourself in a position where you add too much and you're not able to fix it. So being able to use the opacity helps you out a lot. So I'm going to zoom into the face, and I'm going to look for the dark areas on her face, and I'm going to use the burn. So burn is for the dark areas, dodge is for the light areas. We're dodging the dark and we're burning the dark. And you always want to make sure that this area right here is clean. The white is above the dark. So now we're going to start. I'm going to, I like to, right under the eye, I like to hit it with the burn. It just makes it more stronger, it makes it pop out a little bit more. The eyebrows, I might hit the eyebrows as well. The side of the nose. Oh yeah, so like as you can see, like her eyebrows, the hair sticking out, we can fix that up as well. We can either use the healing brush or usually the cleaning or the clone, but I prefer to use the healing brush. But we would have to create a layer. So after we're done, then we can do the little final details and clean up. So let's stick to the burn. Get up the top of the lips, because it's like a little moody type of picture. So I want to make certain areas a little bit dark, sexy, just mysterious, mystery. Tip of the head corners. This area was a dark area, so just boom, make that a little bit darker. For women, we like to hit the chin a little bit to make the face have a more slimmer look. I'm gonna get in between the eyes, make the nose look a little bit sharper. I like to extend out to the corner of the eyes. Sometimes it looks like I'm giving them, see, I did too much. So Control Z and boom. Right here. All right. And I'm okay with that. Now I'm gonna go to the the chest area. I'm going to darken up these areas. Now the reason why the dodge and burn is very important, what it does is it makes your picture stand out like a 3D image. Okay. I don't like that. Too dark. That came out too strong. With the Wacom tablet, depending on how strong you're holding onto it, you can make it extra dark. That's what I like about the Wacom tablet versus the mouse. You cannot control the pressure of it. But I'm getting some information from my sponsor. Yes. All right, back. So here we go. All right, so now we're going to use the dodge. So I'm gonna go back to the face and I'm going to attenuate certain areas on the face and brighten it up. Tip of the nose, under the eyes, the chin, the forehead. Let's get certain areas of the eyes. Do that as well. So it's like you have to kind of look at where the light is coming from. So like, let's just say, if you were to put a light on the subject's face from the right hand side, so now the left is a little bit darker than the right. Now you want to play with the light. You want to you want to make it stronger, and give the picture a mood, a strong mood to it. Right? So I like how it's coming so far. Okay. Okay. So now let's get to the chest. All right. And oh yeah, I want to give some light to her lips. Make that thing pop out from the middle. Make them juicy lips pop out. All right. So there is some things. Look, you see the difference? There is some things that I would like to take care of. So what I'm going to do is, although I did the dodge and burn, you still can go back to the advanced frequency separation and blend your doings of the micro dodge and burn to make it even more balanced, right? So I'm going to push my B. I'm going to go to the mixing brush, and certain areas right here where you can see a little dark in the middle, I want to clean that up. So that's what I'm going to do. I like that right there. And right now I'm just looking for any areas where I feel like it could have been balanced a little bit more. Just a little bit more. And look, as I'm going to certain areas and I'm noticing certain areas are bigger than others, I'm just making my brush smaller. And as you practice, it'll become natural. I didn't even notice I was doing that. It's just time, practice, it'll just get easier and easier. You won't even notice you're doing it. All right. All right. Next, I am going to check out the chest area, see what we're dealing with here. Chest is a little bit stronger than I would like. I am going to go a little bit more balancing on the chest. Okay, so now I want to let's just say, let me just do the eyes real quick. So when you go to the eyes and teeth whitening, you want to go to the photo filter number 1, push Z, go to her eyes, and now you want to push B, right click the brush, or push B and shift, go to brush, and on this level I like to keep it on a 14, shrinking up the brush. I'm going to use my Wacom tablet to go over her eyes, and all I'm doing is whitening her eyes. I'm not going over here, I'm not going above, I'm staying in the eyes. That's all we're doing. We're not trying to make the eyes look like a baby and take out every single red thing. No, that's not my style. Everybody has their style. You got to figure out what your style is going to be, you know? So all your pictures kind of have that same feeling. You don't want to have all these different crazy images. So right now, her eyes is definitely different, definitely white, definitely cleaner. So we're going to see the difference. Okay. So now zoom, Z, fit screen, bam. We're almost there. We're almost there. So the next thing that we can do, we're going to make a layer with all the additions that we did. So we're going to push Shift, Control, Alt, E. And right here, as you can see, it just created another layer, and it has every single thing that we did to it on this one layer, right? And I'm going to, you can either choose to do this or not, but I'm just going to delete this for educational purpose. And if I delete this, you'll see exactly what it was before to what it is now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to micro dodge and burn again. And this time, if I didn't do that and I added it while all the other layers were there, it would give a more of a distorted image. And the reason why I'm coming back here is I want to focus on everything else. The tree, her hair, even her shirt. I'll just see what I can do and how I can push it to give certain effects that I like. Right here where the hair is dangling, I'm going to take that out. I don't want anything to take away from her look, her facial expression. All right. So on this one, well, we got to go back to the regular. We're already back to the regular. On this one, we can bring the flow to, I think, 40. All right. So we'll leave it on 44. So now I'm going to bring the brush up, and this is the dark one. All right. So I'm going to just bring certain areas dark. So the areas between the dreads, we're going to just darken it. See how fast I'm able to move? You wouldn't be able to do this with a mouse. You just can't. It's going to take too much time just to get that precision. I feel like I'm on all I'm doing is tracing. Right in between the dreads. Right in between the dreads. could be on this picture. Like, let's just say if she was a client of mine and she came to me and she wanted these like very eye-popping pictures, I would take, you know, a lot more time and just make sure everything is perfect. But I'm not going to give up 2 hours for this tutorial. Take up your time. As long as you see what I'm doing, you can do it yourself. Just want to get straight to the point so you can start knowing the keys, my style, my function. My way that I do things. So you're probably looking at it like, what is he doing? He ain't doing nothing. So I'll show you right now the difference. But the thing that's really bothering me right now is the glowing of the hair of the oil that she used. It's like distracting me, very distracting. You know, what can I do to take care of this? I could try to like copy from the other areas, and that's going to take too much time. So, just leave it like that. All right. So now that I've done that, I am going to Shift-Alt-E, and I'm going to remove that area that I did not like, which is this area. Take out all that extra hair that I don't like, that's sticking out, that shouldn't be here. I mess it up. I went too quick. There were certain hairs under her eyebrow that didn't have to be there. Filling brush is what hotkey? It's J. Okay. So I'm going to shrink this up a little bit and take some of this out. The bad thing about this, sometimes when you use this, it'll take out certain type of textures, which I don't want to happen. So as long as like you're kind of zoomed in, you won't really see it, but we just want to make sure you make her look as fire as possible. Let's see this side. Okay, boom, over here. Could not use the clone stamp. Oh, see, I pushed S by mistake, so I'm used to using clone stamp. So now we just want to make sure that hair has a nice little arch to it. There, looks pretty good. So let's see what we had before. Let's see what we have after. Now, this is the next step. I could go a step further and use my select tool, select subject, and what it's going to do is going to grab her. It did grab some of the trees, which I did not want, and I'm going to take out the tree. Do not want the tree at all. I just want her. Chest, don't even gotta worry about it. It's just more of the face. The chest already kind of blurry. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Imagionic Portraiture 3, and we are going to, as you can see on my other screen is there, so I'll drag it over here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put normal. This is gonna smoothen her face. And it's on, and I'm gonna have to close this up, open it back up. And as you can see, the face have gotten very smooth, but because her face was so nice already, it just did too much. It did too much. And because I didn't use the layer, I'll create another layer, I'm always gonna get the hair back. So I am just going to push Control Z and remove it. Let me see if I can use it, but let me use. So Control Shift Alt E, and I'm going to use select object, remove the tree and stuff, only her face. I'll keep. Let me see if there's a way that I can just lower it. I can do it by the opacity, but I want to see if I can do it by image on it. Portraiture. It's opening up right now. They have normal, medium, and strong. So I don't see where I can lower it. So I'm just gonna do this. Does it. Bring it down so I can get all the color back. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my layer right here. I'm gonna go to my layer and select right here. And I'm going to lower the opacity. So I'm lowering the strength of what I just did. So you may not see it, but it's doing its job. The next thing that I can do now is color grade. So now I'm going to go to filter, camera raw filter, and we're gonna go to color grading right now. If we feel as if it's too dark, we can bring the light up a little bit more, contrast a little bit, and then we're gonna go to color grade. So you see, as we have midtones, midtones is everything in between. It's not too bright, not too dark. Like most of her face would be midtone, right? You know, when I use these, I kind of just move it just a little bit, and I like to play around with it. You want to use colors that contrast, right? So if you're gonna go orange, let's go orange. You know, you just want to see what type of effect that is causing to her. I do like the orange. I like her skin orange, popping out a little bit more. Yeah, and let's see, shadows. We'll go for shadows. See how green looks now. I don't like that. Take your time. A little bit. Figure out. All right, and then the highlights. What color is best for the highlights? I'm not gonna lie. I am feeling like a greenish for the highlight. So let's see. Let's click this eye thing and see what happens. Let's bring that a little bit more. Feeling the green. I'm feeling the green. Okay. So now we created our own LUT. When it comes to it, I can make it a little bit stronger. I don't want to overdo it. I like it right here. So now, effects, I'm going to do a little bit of vignetting. I want whoever's looking at it, I want them to look directly at her. I want her to captivate whoever's looking at her. All right, curves, I need some curves. Color. And then what else I see? I do want to frame it out. I want her head to be a little bit closer. And the next thing that we can do with the color is I want to mess around with the greens. See what happens to bring that green up a little bit more. See what happens if I bring the orange up. But I like the green. I like the green strong. Stronger. Okay. Let's bring up more light a little bit. Let's see what happens if we bring that up. Perfect. Got to create the other layer. That's cool though. So boom. So this is what the color grade and the skin softening, this is what we're getting. And then I want to frame out the picture a little bit more, having her head here. Let's bring this up a little bit more. Let's frame her out a little bit. I'll be cutting out her hand, but I just want to see how it looks if I do this. Really just focus on her face. Getting a nice position. See what it looks like. Boom, that looks real nice. So I'm gonna save this JPEG right here. Save. I'm gonna push Control Z. And that is pretty much it. There's nothing else I feel as if I want to do to this photo. So there is something that you can make the lips redder, and you can make this look, the eye, whatever this called, a little bit lighter, but I like how it looks. And that is the end of this tutorial. So you guys let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. Thank you, come again. All right, we out. Oh yeah, so we're gonna go back down and we're gonna look at the changes that we did and the things that we did. This was the filter on the face and the color grade. So as you can see, that did a lot of work, a lot of changes. It brought her skin more to life. It smoothed it out, her skin, which she already had beautiful skin, but it just smoothed it out even more. It just gave it more character, right? What was this? This was the hair sticking out on the side, just a little distraction. This was the dodge and burn to the hair. So as you can see, just made the hair stick out, gave it more life. This was the micro dodge and burn, and the parts of the skin, and this is just a copy of the layer. So as you can see, there was a lot of different marks on the face, different things like that, and we just blended that in, and there's certain bumps on the chest. We were able to get those off, just blended all those in, and we got this. Added the micro dodge and burn, made certain parts of the face stick out more. Add a micro dodge and burn to the hair. There's certain things here I didn't like, so we removed that. And then we added some character. We gave this picture its own personality, which was the color grade. And I lightened up the tree. I wanted the tree to pop out a little bit more. Wanted her to have that warm, Florida, California type of skin tone, nice and bright, and a nice additional orange and the green contrast against each other. And it's just a nice little tone. There are things I could have done, the necklace to make it pop out more, try to bring up her clothing, whatever, but I really wanted her face to be the main story of this picture. And we're gonna do some before and after. All right, and that's all. Thank you for watching.